Last week on our live episode, we did part 2 of anti-gun companies that do not deserve your money. And 3 months ago, possibly, we did the first segment of this of 35 companies that I chose out of a list of 250 that might be more known by more people. So last week we did 15, and this week we're going to do our final 15 on this subject line. Anti-gun companies that do not deserve your hard-earned money. Used to be kind of, I don't know, agnostic towards boycotts. It was something that the other side did, and I kind of frowned on it. Like, what are you doing? However, as childish as boycotts are, they're effective.
Yes.
Case in point, Bud Light is a great example of how you choose and isolate a target that has stepped out of bounds and make them pay in the only way that they understand, which is in the pocketbook, right?
Yep.
So I'm morphing, I'm evolving into how I feel about boycotts. I think that maybe our side of the fence, Republicans, conservatives, libertarians, need to start playing the game, because the game is being played whether we're involved in it or not.
Right. We might as well go ahead and become a player.
That's right. That's right.
Totally agree.
So look at the impact just this last week that Bud Light's poor choices inflicted on a beer juggernaut, Anheuser-Busch. I think they said it was $4 billion in 1 week.
Yes.
$4 billion hit. Fact is, the left has mastered the art of inflicting real consequences on its opponents, and for anything and everything that makes them wet their whitey-tighties. So the rules have changed. It's time for cutesy time to be over. Let's get in the game. This is part 3 of some other companies that you may or may not use or have heard of. Maybe you can avoid. I am actively calling for people with a conscience to spend their money wisely. Their money is a vote of confidence to companies that hate you and want to disarm you.
Yep.
Is not money well spent. It is time for the side of good to quit letting these crybabies walk all over us and speak the only language they seem to understand, which is real and severe monetary losses.
Yep.
All right, so starting off part 3, MetLife. MetLife is among the largest global providers of insurance, annuities, and employee benefit programs with 90 million customers in over 60 countries. MetLife?
Yep. Actually, no.
No?
I do not have.
I don't either.
Now, here comes the thing. I completely agree with everything you're saying, but you have to use some common sense, too. Sometimes you have no choice but to use some of these. But whenever you have a choice,
That's a good point.
keep this in mind, because that choice comes with repercussions.
That's right.
So,
A good point. MetLife's a big player.
They
I mean,
are.
I know people that have that. I'm Blue Cross, but I don't know what their stance is on this stuff, but it'd be interesting to find out. This isn't really, the number 2 one is not really a business, but it's a country music star that shows up on this list, and she in herself is I don't know, she's an entity that generates money, right? Her concerts,
Yep.
her albums, her sponsorships, etc. Maren Morris. Some of you may have heard her. I guess she was up in Tim McGraw and Faith Hill's Chili about transgender support a couple months ago. But this broad does not have a conservative cell in her body, which is very surprising. How she's in the country music space.
yes, that is odd.
She's like that unicorn or the needle in the haystack type of situation. I mean, what's more country, or what is country music without trucks, moonshine, mama, and guns? Am I right? So Maren Morris, I think on our first episode we had Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Was in that list. Let's add Maren Morris to the list. NBC Universal. I don't think that's going to shock anybody, Craig.
I wouldn't think so. I would really hope not. I mean, when you talk about, the mainstream media, well, they're one of the primary drivers.
So I mean, take that for what it is. If you can avoid them for most things, do it. I mean, if you have other choices that you enjoy.
Yep.
Number 4, Now This News. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
It's evidently it's a pretty big deal. It's internet-driven news.
Okay.
Now This News is a progressive social media-focused news organization founded in 2012. The company posts short, in most cases 15-second long news videos in hyper-partisan content. So that doesn't surprise me that they're anti-gun. Now This News was founded by Huffington Post. There's another. In some cases, we would call that a clue.
Yes, that should
Right.
definitely be a clue.
So Huffington Post co-founder and former chairman Keith Lehrer is in charge of Now This News.
I do have to go ahead and add a dig on this one. In most of their cases, the news is 15 seconds or less. It's clearly because the people on the left can't deal with anything longer than 15 seconds. Their attention span's like a gnat's.
That's true. They got to move on.
They got to move on.
MoveOn.org. All right, next one, NERCS. This is a convenient, affordable prescription and test delivery fee with free shipping. So the website said it was mostly West Coast. For you West Coasters, you can chime in with your comments if this is something you see out there. I have not heard of or seen this
never heard of them. Nope.
in Midwestern United States, but this is something, this type of business of meds and test kits and diagnostics being shipped straight to your house is very hot.
It's one of the next big things that's coming.
It is, and it's not probably going to go away either. So if you are on NERCS, I would urge you to maybe find somebody that is at least less vocal about their anti-gun stance. Is that fair?
That's fair, yes.
Yep. And there's tens, if not 50s, of these companies out there doing this. So, next one up is called OfferUp. I have seen this.
Okay.
This is the equivalent of like a Craigslist or an eBay type of thing where you can post used items that you want to sell and so on and so forth. So their description is instantly connect with local buyers and sellers on OfferUp. Buy and sell everything from cars and trucks, electronics, furniture, and more. So I have heard of this one. Okay. I've never been on it, but I have heard of people using OfferUp in Midwest. Okay. So it's a pretty big company. I can't recommend you go to eBay because they're actually worse. So.
Yeah.
Next one, Okta Incorporated, formerly Sacer Incorporated. It's an American identity and access management company based in San Francisco. It provides cloud software that helps companies manage and secure user authentication. My company uses Okta, so it's a two-factor authentication.
Oh, okay.
So if you're logging into your company's website, they will fire you something to your phone. You type the code in so that you can actually access your company.
Verify identity.
Yes, yep. Thank you. OpenPath. OpenPath is a smarter, easier, cloud-based mobile access control solution. This door access control system with touchless smartphone badge and key card support. So this, a lot of houses that I work on in my business have these keyless entries, not specifically OpenPath, but punch codes, key fabs. That's what this company does. They're one of many competitors that do the same thing. But a lot of these smart homes that people are, they're switching everything on, Google, Alexa, play this, or dim the lights, or close the garage door. That's a smart home. So now they have
spy on your every move.
Yes, exactly. So I wouldn't recommend any of those companies for any of this. But OpenPath has been very boisterous about their anti-Second Amendment stance and have actively donated to anti-gun politicians, etc.
Okay.
Paravision. Paravision is the leader in trusted vision AI with globally deployed AI software built for the most challenging applications. With all the scuttlebutt in the interwebs and podcasts and If anybody actually subscribes to Elon Musk, he's really into this AI thing, saying that we should
we need to
slow our
down.
roll.
And he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
When he says something like that, I think people need to listen.
And
he was involved in a lot of the initial startup of all these companies, and now he's like, oh, we need to slow down.
He's actually used to be friends with the Google AI, somebody high up in the Google AI that, and I guess they had a falling out, but.
And it's because of this, actually.
Yes.
Yep.
Elon claims that the people building this AI see it as a god.
Yep.
As an actual god, and it does not. We should not say negative things. You know, it's his baby. He's making a god. Don't rag.
Well, actually, Elon Musk was just Tucker just interviewed him.
Yes.
And he talked about some of this stuff. And these people think that these AI intelligences, their consciousness that's being developed by these should have all the same rights and privileges of any other person that's conscious.
Yes.
That's frightening, actually.
And they don't have answers on how to shut it off if they get out of control. I mean, they haven't accounted for the end around. If AI is hooked up to this power source, can they perform some sort of end around to get it? That sort of thing. Have you heard of the hallucinations with AI?
No.
This is something that, as the AI is programming itself and growing itself to be more wise, quote unquote, if it doesn't have an answer for something and it needs to plug something in, it'll make up something based on its already programmed knowledge. An example would be somebody asked it to give me 3 book examples that talk about X, Y, and Z. And it didn't know any, so it made up 3 book titles with three authors, and so it just made it up. They don't even exist.
That's disturbing, actually.
And they call that hallucinating, AI hallucinations. So I've spent too much time on this one, but
we need to devote an episode just talking about AI.
We talked about that,
Yep.
absolutely. Shutterstock is my next one. Shutterstock is an American provider of stock photography, stock footage, stock music, and editing tools. My wife has used Shutterstock before to make picture frames for gifts, or she likes making big blankets for her nieces that have a picture of her and her niece on it, and they print the picture on top of the blanket type of deal through Shutterstock. So we need to stop that or find her an alternative. SkySafe. SkySafe allows governments, law enforcement, airports, cities, and more to manage their airspace with real-time drone data and analytics.
You know, I'm starting to see kind of a theme here with some of this stuff. It's frightening that they're all anti-gun because the amount of data and control at their fingertips is a little scary.
It is. And they kind of seem like they're all
interwoven.
Yes. Like one will talk to you, all kind of aimed at keeping the citizens in line.
Yep.
Right? Snap Docs, next one. Fast, convenient, error-free e-closings with the #1 digital mortgage closing solution built for every participant in the mortgage ecosystem. When was the last time you did a refi? Or a mortgage?
Actually, it was about 6 years ago.
Did you do this?
No.
You had actual paper?
We had actual paper.
So
I like paper. I like signing
I
stuff.
do too. I had my last refi I did where I got I hit the absolute bottom, so I've got a great interest rate right now. But the last one I did was with SnapDocs through my realtor.
So you're supporting them then?
I gave some sort of money to them, and I hang my head in shame. Sonic Corporation, founded as Sonic Drive-In and more commonly known as Sonic or the Drive-In, is an American drive-in fast food restaurant chain owned by Inspire Brands. Interestingly enough, it's not just Sonic. Sonic, the parent company, owns Arby's and Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, okay. It's
So it's, and a lot of these fast food companies actually do have these umbrellas.
Yes, that's actually becoming the norm now.
Yes, and I think you'll see it later on in here that there's another one that does the same thing. Square. So this is one I've heard about. I've never used Square, But Square helps millions of sellers run their businesses from secure credit card processing to point of sale. Yep. So wherever you swipe your card, you can either have it processed by Square or one of its Visa has,
Yep.
All these companies. Square is an alternative processor that is very highly, I guess I should say, poorly ranked in the conservative values. There are a lot of people on the conservative side that actively tell you get away from Square because they're monitoring you, like PayPal. Same idea. So Square, get out. Next one, the Container Store. Have you ever shopped here, Craig?
Actually, I have not.
Me neither.
But I've heard of this one. I've definitely heard of.
I've seen them when my wife drags me to the mall. There's always a Container Store in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She wants to go there, and I'm like, I'll be in the food court. I'll be going getting a honey bun or something like that. But the Container Store is a retailer specializing in storage, home office organization supplies, including custom closets and shelving systems. Enough said about that. How about Thundercore? Ever heard of them?
I've not heard of that one, no.
Me neither. EVM compatible public blockchain. So this is a dang it, I lost it. This is a shitcoin, I want to call it, but it's what are the cryptocurrency? Dang on it. It's a shitcoin. It's a company that made up. It's not Bitcoin, so it's shitcoin. Sorry, Pastor. But anyways, it's a sub-second confirmation. It's a very quick processing, online processing blockchain company, Thundercore. They have their own coin that they distribute. That's the last time I looked on there is worth like 0.0004 cents per coin. It's not a real heavy hitter.
One of the other hundreds of them that are out there now. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is probably. I would expect it not to be around for much longer.
Yeah, go ahead and put your money in Bitcoin.
Yes, that's right. Next one, Tillable. So this is one of those ones, Craig, that I perceive the farming community as having American family values. Solid American.
Should be a safe bet.
Yes, should be one of those things that you can just count on. Tillable is a website and an organization that allows landowners and farmers to buy, sell, rent, finance, manage, and research farmland all in one real estate platform. So my mom's side of the family was farmers, and they used to lease a lot of farmland to actually grow their crops on, and that's something that happens all around here also. People do that. So this Tillable website or organization is very anti-Second Amendment. I'm sure, although I don't have names to tell you, I'm sure there are alternatives out there that our farmer friends can go to if you care where your dollar's going. Next one, Vimeo is the world's most innovative video experience platform. We enable anyone to create high-quality video experiences to connect better and bring ideas to life. How about you, Craig?
This one's a rough one because
it's being broadcast on Vimeo, isn't it?
Well, Vimeo is
edited.
Vimeo is one of the platforms that we keep backup of our content on there. They were one of the first to the market. They're super easy to use. Might have to rethink that now.
I kind of feel dirty right now.
Yeah, because even just knowing that, okay, we're a 2A firearm gun channel.
Hey,
and some of our money is being used to directly combat us. That is a problem.
I'm willing to not look the other way. I'm willing to forgive ourselves because you didn't know it until today.
I did.
Or did you?
No, I did not know that.
I hope you said that.
To be fair, though, there's a noticeable trend for anyone that's watching with any of this stuff, and it was kind of noticeable anyway. If it's something in the tech sector, it's probably working against us.
Yep.
And that's just an unfortunate reality.
It'll be interesting to see if you do start researching it, if there is an alternative.
If there's an alternative, yep.
Even, what we'd settle for is not being blatantly anti. Just
you can have your opinion.
Do your business.
Don't use your money against.
Yes. Thank you. Next one, Voxer. Voxer is a walkie-talkie messaging app for your smartphone with live voice like push-to-talk walkie-talkie. text, photo, and location sharing.
There again, all that information that they have.
Yes.
Wow.
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of that one either.
What's the one that's more popular here? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The only thing I could think of is, was it Nextel? They had theirs on the phone.
Nextel was broke the glass on
Yeah.
this and started, let's see, it is Zello. Ever heard of Zello?
Actually, no, I haven't.
Zello is a direct competitor of Voxer.
Oh, okay.
And it has the push-to-talk. Excuse me.
Now, how are they, do you know, as far as...
Not 100%.
Okay.
A group that is prepper, self-reliance, Pro 2A that I belong to, PrepperNet. You ever heard of them?
Yep.
Actually uses them on their conference calls. So
Okay.
I know.
So hopefully, it's...
Yeah, I know the leader of that group, and he does all kinds of research. I would lose money in a bet thinking that he hadn't researched it to a T. So
Okay, that's good to know.
all right, Yum Brands.
Oh, man, what are we going to do? No Taco Bell.
This is the one I was telling you about.
Yep.
Yum Brands. Just on its face, most people aren't going to connect that it means Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut.
Yep.
Dude, what does that leave? After our first episode, our second episode, and this episode, there's no place else to eat.
There's not a lot of places now.
Local, right?
Yeah.
Go local.
Go local.
Go local. No, but that's disappointing. So that's our 15 or so for week number 3. That'll be our last episode on, at least for the time being, of anti-gun companies that don't deserve your money. Don't give it to them.
I hope you've enjoyed this clip from the Craig's Gun Channel Random Shots program. The program airs Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. On Random Shots, we discuss content ranging anything from preparedness, survival, politics, firearms, basically anything that's 2A related, with sometimes some rabbit trails on things that aren't related at all. If you enjoy this type of programming, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when we release new content. And if you like it, hit the like button and share us if you would as well. It helps the algorithm and helps the channel grow and helps get our message out. So I guess until next time, stay safe.